I wanted a brand new house on an episode of Cribs. A bathroom that I could play baseball in. A king-size tub big enough for 10 other folks, as well as myself. These were things I wanted in my previous life, but now? Listen, I don't know if you've heard of the classic Canadian hard rock pop group Nickelback, but of course you have, their Nickelback. I think they're really great, and so does the rest of the world. Their songs are known for getting across important social messages, and they do it with heavy, crunchy guitar riffs and hard-hitting vocals reminiscent of Pearl Jam's Eddie Vedder and Creed's Scott Stapp. As for me, I used to wear Nickelback t-shirts to school. I got beaten up a few times for it. Some fucker called me Chad Kruger because I have lengthy fingernails and a melted-looking face from an electric outlet accident, but I guess that's not important. I went for it anyway. If only I'd realized that those beatings were out of love. Then I wouldn't have become a rock star. It all started in the July of 2006. I'd stylized my facial hair into a goatee in an attempt to get my Chad on. I was attending summer school in my hometown of Milwaukee because I'd failed out of history class. As far as I was concerned, history was history. The present, the future, they belonged to my hard-rockin' bros Nickelback. So I showed up to summer class one day, took a seat. Everything was going as normal. There was a cute girl who sat in front of me, but I never asked her for her name because I was scared. So what I did instead was I took a photograph of her to remind me of how she really was years down the road when I was living alone in a tenement, nibbling 7-Eleven cheesy nachos off my chest before the cockroaches infesting the place could get them. Yeah. Anyway, all I did was take a photograph. Casually, I didn't ask. I thought it was no big deal. I mean, you wouldn't expect it to upset a girl that you'd want to remember forever, but she thought it was. Get this. Creepy. She was dating a boy named Joey. She wore a promise ring. Said Becky and Joey forever with a heart encasing the words. She told me that she would always be loyal to that fucker. Oh, well. Now, that's what really caused me to become a rock star, or a wannabe one anyway. I grew out my hair. I told people that I was actually from Canada. I demanded that people referred to me as Cool Chad instead of my real name. I charged up my credit card as if it had no limit. I started sleeping in a big black jet-shaped bed, the way little kids sleep in race cars. I started doing drugs. And not eating. And I really mean not eating. 3 weeks had passed. I was starving to death. People could see my bones. People started calling me skeleton side up. It all made me feel more at home with Nickelback, but it didn't win blonde-haired Becky's heart over it all, no. So it was the last day of summer school and the last time I could take a chance. I offered Becky over to my place. She told me that she was concerned for me and that she'd buy me McDonald's. I lied and said I'd eat it because to me, she was a Playboy bunny with her bleached blonde hair. This was all part of the plan. To be one with Chad. To be one with... It was late at night. Becky hadn't shown up yet. I was counting to myself to try to retain the little sanity I'd left while I was losing my patience as well. 500 seconds, 520, 550, 576. And that was when I heard footsteps and a knock on my door. "Come in, Rebecca," I shouted. She opened the door holding a Mickey D's bag, but instead of giving me my grub, she shrieked in horror. It took me a while to realize why, but then I remembered. I had forgotten that I had her photograph blown up really big all over the wall, and I'd crudely drawn in Joey. I colored in his eyes blood red. I'd drawn a blood red swastika on his forehead. I guess she didn't care for that very much. Oh, well. That's so bad. It's too bad. I remember them taking me down to the station. The cops hated me hanging out. We talked for a little while when they interrogated me, but they never found her body. I was hoping they would, 'cause then they would have made me a real-life rock star. Oh, as for me now, I'm fat. I'm old. I'm balding. And I still look at that photograph. And every time I do, it makes me laugh.